So I asked Twitter yesterday, what type of video ideas should I do? And my boy Chase hit me up. He was like, hey, maybe you could try to see what Finn Balor could do at WrestleMania. Maybe you could talk about what he could possibly be doing. And I was like, okay, I actually like that video idea. So I decided to make this video. So I have a kind of good idea of what I could do with Finn Balor at WrestleMania. It may not make sense to other people, but it's just something I came up with, and it could possibly be a good thing. It could get everybody over, and it could establish a few things. Considering the Universal title will be under wraps probably until SummerSlam. So, since the Undertaker idea I had fell through the cracks, for Finn Balor to start up the Balor Club at the expense of the Undertaker, I do have a different idea. It's not, like I said, it's not like the greatest idea in the world for him to do, but it could establish a few people and a few things. I wouldn't put him against Triple H, Joe, or Owens. I would use them, but not put him against them in a match or something like that, or like in a complete storyline. Seth kind of has that covered at the moment, but I would hold off Balor returning until WrestleMania. I would also swerve the fans a little bit too. So here's the thing. We need a story to hold off the top guys, heel or face, going after the Universal title until SummerSlam, like I said, because Brock is probably about to get the title. And we all know he's not defending it until SummerSlam. So what can we do here? So Triple H and Seth Rollins happens. They have their match or whatever. Whatever the finish is, fine. Maybe Seth wins. All right, cool. So after the match, Joe and Owens would form together with Triple H and, attack him after the match, because Triple H told him if he comes to Mania, it'll be the last thing he ever does inside a WWE ring. So, like I said, maybe Seth wins, gets his payoff, cool, gets revenge, but he gets attacked by Samoa Joe, Triple H, and Kevin Owens. So then, hear me out, because this is where the story kind of takes a little bit of a turn. You would have the tag team champions, Anderson and Gallows, come out to help Seth Rollins. I know, they're a heel team, but you can make it look like they're turning face here. It'll make sense in a minute. At least, maybe I think it'll make sense. Whatever. So, they come out, they help out Seth Rollins, but they can't quite get the advantage on Triple H, Owens, and Joe. So, that's when you would have Finn Balor come out to help out Seth Rollins and the tag team champions, Anderson and Gallows. They get the upper advantage. He'll help out his brothers and his good friend Seth, and they'll run off the Authority. They'll, leave the ring, or whatever group they're called, New Evolution or whatever, and they'll leave. They'll be like, all right, cool, you guys got the advantage. It's 4-on-3. We can't do anything about that. They have their proper heat already, and then they get ran off. So now it's like, oh, snap. The tag team champions are joining with Finn Balor. The Balor Club, possibly. But it would look like they're all face. That's when the story takes the twist. That is when Triple H and Owens and Joe leave, they turn on Seth Rollins. Completely turn on him and destroy him. They completely, absolutely, and utterly beat the hell out of each other. Because, alright, so here's why Finn would return and would be with them. They've teamed together over in Japan and everything, and they even teased it at SummerSlam last year that, they could possibly team up, because it was like a segment backstage. It was Anderson and Gallows and AJ Styles when they were still the club. Finn walked up to him. They were like, hey, what's up, Finn? Hey, too sweet. And he just looked at him and smiled and walked away. So that could be the storyline kind of coming together and culminating a little bit with them. And that would be the reason why he starts up the Balor Club and has them by his side. So then, Finn comes out. They run Triple H and Joe away. Cool. And then they attack Seth. And then you'd be like, okay, so the tag team champions aren't turning face. It's actually Finn Balor turning heel. So Finn would get major heat for it, because the fans would assume that they could cheer for him when he comes back. And they're already cheering for him because they run off Triple H, Joe, and Owens. After they get their proper heat, that's when Finn and Anderson and Gallows can get their heat. And then you would gain sympathy for Seth, because, dang, you just overcame this obstacle, and, you just defeated Triple H and took him down. But at the same time, your story doesn't end there. There's now a different obstacle that you now have to get through, because somebody you thought was your friend, and you thought you had some good friends to have your back and everything, now they've turned on you as well. So now you got to go after them. It could establish Finn Balor as a top heel, and it could help Seth Rollins build his face value up. The fans could get more and more invested into him as a face, because they haven't done a great job with Seth Rollins as a face so far. So you have him, get over Triple H, the obstacle of Triple H, and then he has another one to get over as well. And it would kind of be like, you would feel bad for him, but, the only problem probably is, he turned on the Shield, so maybe he had this coming. But maybe if they don't mention the Shield, it wouldn't be as bad. So you pump fake a face turn while doing a heel turn instead. Present new challenges or obstacles for Seth to get through, building him to be the top babyface. Finn could start his heel run, and we could care more about the tag team champions, Anderson and Gallows, because they haven't done a good job of building them, even though they're the champions. Nobody really cares about Anderson and Gallows right now. So you start the Balor Club. You establish Finn Balor, top heel, or one of the top heels. Since we're not turning Reigns heel for some reason, I don't see why we're not doing that, because I feel like, there's some big money to be made with Reigns as a heel, and you could make Seth Rollins even more important than what they've been doing with him, because him as a face, I don't know, I care more about him as a heel. So if you do something like this, boom, he gets over Triple H, okay, cool, credibility, and then he has something else to get through. And who knows what that could possibly lead to. And it doesn't have anything to do with the championship at the moment, because Brock is going to have that at home, wherever the hell that is, in Minnesota or Canada, wherever he's living nowadays. And, it could be an interesting storyline for Monday Night Raw going forward. I don't know, just something I kind of came up with on the fly. Let me know what you guys thought about that down in the comment section down below. Slap a like on the video if you enjoyed my idea. If you guys have any ideas for booking Finn Balor at WrestleMania, let me know. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about that, and any ideas are definitely welcome. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys later on. Peace.